Good day, my name is Tey Hui Yi 2622183. First of all, I would like to introduce about groupthink. What is the meaning of groupthink? It is a psychological phenomenon that occurs within a group of people in which the desire for harmony or conformity in the group result in a irrational or dysfunctional decision-making outcome. This means the group member will try to minimize the conflict and reach a consensus decision without critical evaluation of alternative viewpoints.
My name is Lim Moon Jun. My team number is 261-54. Now I will continue to discuss about the symptoms of good things. So, good things may not always be easy to discern, but there are some signs that it is present. There are also some situations where it may be more likely to occur. First is false consensus. It can lead members to believe that everyone is in agreement and feel the same way. It is often much more difficult to speak out when it seems that everyone else in the group is on the same page. The second is unquestioned morality. It can lead members to ignore possible moral problems and not consider the consequence of the individual and group actions. Third is rationalization of mistakes. It can prevent members from reconsidering their beliefs and cause them to ignore the warning signs. The fourth is vilification of opposing groups. It can lead members from the groups to ignore or even demonize out-group members who may oppose or challenge the group's idea. This causes members of the group to ignore the important ideas or information. Number 5 is self-censorship. It causes people who might have doubt to hide their fears or misgiving. Rather than sharing what they know, people remain quiet and assume that the group must know the best. Number 6 is blockage of outside. It acts as self-appointed censors to hide problematic information from the groups. Rather sharing important information, they keep quiet and actively prevent sharing. Number 7 is group invulnerability. It leads members of the groups to be overly optimistic and engaged in right talking. When no one speaks out or voices an alternative opinion, it causes people to believe that the groups must be the right. The last is false conformity. It can to conform is often placed on members who pose questions, and those who question the groups are often seen as disloyal or traitorous. That's all for me. Thank you.
My name is Wong Xin Yi. Matrix number is 262358. Now, I want to present about decision-making defects. When groupthink dominates group deliberation, the likelihood increases that decision-making defects will occur. The first one is few alternatives. The group is less likely to survey a full range of alternatives and may focus only on a few, often just one or two. Second is no re-examination of plans. The group not re-examine the plans they made and they hold an unquestioned belief to maintain group loyalty. The third one is not re-examination of rejected plans. The group may not re-examine previously rejected alternatives for non-obvious gains or some means of reducing apparent costs, even when they receive new information. The next one is rejection of expert opinions. The group may reject expert opinions that run counter to its own views and may choose to consider only information that supports its preferred solutions. Next is biased treatment of information. A high-level executive can get very isolated from the kind of feedback, and people won't report bad and negative information. They will just agree of the decision that the high-level executive made. The last one is not contingency plans. The group may not come out with contingency plans and cause the optimal solution to problems may be overlooked. Next, I will pass to my teammate.
Good day, my name is Wong Xin Yi. So I will continue to the part that what are the cures for decision-making defect in a group team. So firstly, every group member shall maximize their additional conflict, as mature cohesive groups can tolerate a high degree of idea conflict without the fear of offending one another personally and with the central negative role play rigorously. Secondly, groupthink shall develop a central negative role, as by developing a central negative role, every group may be able to examine the proposal disadvantages as someone are willing to raise out their negative comments, which other group member might do not have the courage to speak out their ideas. Eventually, it do helps to lead the groupthink in a better way to ensure a successful outcome. Thirdly, every group shall reduce the leader dominance, as dominance involves using power, coercion, and intimidation in group situation. In groupthink, every member need to ensure the leader dominance need to be reduced, as dominant leaders tend to be aggressive superiority. They have higher than average level of aggressive, disagreeable, manipulative personality traits that will lead to a bad discussion and thinking in a group and unable to achieve a positive outcome as leaders do not have considered other ideas. The third cure we'll be using is keep the group pride within the limits. In groupthink, every member should be aware of the group pride as it shows how sufficient a group value themselves and the accomplishment that help us to work towards what we deserve. Every group member shall be open-minded when others giving and raising their question. Listen others before you speak and talk to avoid any unnecessary conflicts happen. Besides, we shall be humble to accept all the ideas to ensure there are more alternatives in groupthink. Next, it will be examining the advantages and disadvantages of all the proposals. Group members shall examine the advantages and disadvantages of all proposals that suggested during the groupthink to ensure the most suitable proposal is being used for the presentation. This can help to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of a group by reducing errors and mistakes. Lastly, in the groupthink, it is essential to use a problem-solving agenda system. It helps to ensure the consistency as everyone understands the approach to be used. By using the data, it helps to eliminate the bias and lead to greater objectivities. Besides, it makes the decision-making process as it is able to provide justifiable solutions and encourage collaborative working. That's all from me. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kok Yong Jin, metric number 261784. At the last part of this presentation, we are going to look at some of the examples of groupthink. So first example is that one group had come to a discussion on planning to launch a startup business which sell the used tissues online. The leader, Jane, who spoke out the idea and trying to convince others to agree on that. So basically, she's creating the illusion of invulnerability. And then one of the member, John, also thought this is a killer concept that nobody had done this kind of business before. So actually, he is creating the stereotyping the idea again. And however, last person, Faith, had found out this kind of idea is the worst idea she ever heard about, but she doesn't express it out. So this is one of the symptoms that self-censorship in groupthink. However, Jane trying to continue to question Faith that you agree on that, right? Because you seem so excited, but actually it's not. So Jen is actually creating another illusion of anonymity. And Faith finally said out that the tissue do come with all kind of germ and dirt. So how they can deal with that? But the leader continued to convince that they are actually selling the sentiment to their customer rather than the actual product. So it has the value on it, and they will actually appreciate it. So basically, Jen is rationalizing the idea again and making the Faith to stick with the idea. So with this example, we can actually understand further about the group team's symptoms, and it actually influenced the decision-making outcomes. And the second example, well, this example is regarding to the real-world scenario, which is Challenger Space Shuttle disaster on January 28, year 1986. So how it began is that the orbiter Challenger exploded 73 seconds after the launch due to some faulty decision making. So the management team of the NASA actually just hiding the fact that there are some faulty parts in the space shuttle, and they didn't want the negative press, so they didn't express it out, and they insist to launch it to satisfy and entertaining their major customer and publicity of the companies. So basically, this is one of the symptoms there of the groupthink, which is blocking the outside information. And at last, the tragedy did happen and led to 7 NASA crew members losing their lives. So actually, this groupthink phenomena had occurred that the flow decision making as a strong pressure among the group member to reach the agreement, which they insist to launch the space shuttle without the actual checking and all that.